Okay, welcome back to the modeling process of this screw base. In the last lesson, we went over the process of creating this hole and extruding a few faces to get this pinch set that will act as the geometry for these pin sets up top here to clamp in the base. So I've gone ahead and modeled the remaining 9 holes and made them as uniform as possible, but not getting too crazy with this size, just trying to be as consistent as possible. I did make a few adjustments with the edge loop that you see in the center. There are 3 edge loops that you can see on this pinch set. There's an edge loop at the back, an edge loop in the center, and then an edge loop on the top. The top edge loop is flush with the front, and that's what we want. The center one was moved too close to the front, creating a more pronounced hole, and that wasn't the effect that I was going for. So I moved it back, and I'm liking the look of that a lot better. If we move to the smooth surfaces, we can see that it's more of looks like a machine has dented that in, and it's more organic opposed to a defined hole, and I'm liking the results. So moving on to the rest of this and finalizing the screw base, I'd like to make a few more adjustments and clean up a little bit of the geometry before we move on. We have 464 faces. That's not too bad. If we smooth this geometry now, it's looking pretty good. We're lining up fairly well along our image plane, and if we go to the X-ray, we're also fairly close to the pinch sets on the top, and the curve out where the middle base sits in, and the bottom looks like everything is lining up pretty good. I would like to make an adjustment with this screw, the actual screw section. I'm not crazy about it coming to a point like that, and would like to give that some more definition. You can turn on the wireframe shaded view by clicking on that button, and the other one that you just saw was the X-ray, and there are some X-ray active component settings there, and just the wireframe, and so on and so forth. So to make this a little bit more pronounced in the screw section, let's select this edge here. I need to go to the move tool, and let's select all of this here. So what we're seeing is that it starts here and wraps around and ends here. So that's what you want to make sure that you grab. And let's go to the edit mesh, and let's bevel this. All right, well, let's make some adjustments to the offset. Going to the front view here and into the smooth view, this shaded view, smooth shaded view. I think something along those lines, something along that, it looks great. We'll have to like extrude this out. I mean, not extrude, make this a little bit larger. And I think we also need to clean up this section here, so let's do that now. Let's go back to the level 1 and let's select these verts here. Make sure I have 4. Yes, it's good. And let's use the move tool. The scaling tool, sorry. And let's bring that down and let's merge those. All right, we have 1. All right, that looks good. Let's do the same for the bottom. Let's select these verts. And let's scale those down. Something like that. We have 4, and let's make sure we have 1 when we merge. All right, that looks good. Okay, that'll clean up that deformation of the bevel action. Let's check the smooth levels. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I am seeing a little bit of some deformation if we go to the level 1 here. This line is creating, and the geometry here is creating a little bit of a hump. But we can select all these. We may have to go to the side view here and select those, and then deselect these and these. We can move that slightly down, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm liking how the geometry works there anyway, how it kind of pops out or deforms out a little. So let's not worry too much about that. And as far as making this a little bit wider, we could see how that looks. Let's go to the scale tool and let's scale it uniform. We don't have to go too much, so something like that would be almost exactly fitting to that shape. But I'm just concerned that we're going a little too large on the top, and it's not too bad. Overall, that looks pretty good. All right, I think I'm finished with this portion of the lesson. I believe this one was a success. I'm liking how the geometry is looking. And overall, we don't have too many faces. $496 faces. That's not too bad. Alright, I'm going to stop this tutorial, and in the next lesson we will go over making this middle plastic section and the top glass section here. Alright, thank you and stay tuned.